all to know that Murad Merali has done another deep dive into the royal family, and it is a must watch. You have got to watch this to the end. When he does a deep dive, he does a deep dive. So, y'all, let's watch it. Let's watch it. Here we go. Wait, let me make sure their face right.
Happened to this man? What took place? There are only questions and not enough answers, in my opinion. My name is Murad Merali. This is my second deep dive when it comes to the royal family. Please do subscribe to the channel and let's have a look. Shall we? Now, it's important to know that Thomas Kingston was a financier who married into the royal family after a summer proposal on the island of Sark almost 6 years ago. He was the husband of Prince and Princess Michael of Kent's daughter, Lady Gabriella Kingston, 56th in the line to the throne. Known as Tom, he was also a close friend of Pippa Middleton, the Princess of Wales' sister, with the pair seen out and about together on numerous occasions. 2011, Thomas Kingston had links to the royal family long before Lady Gabriella, having allegedly dated Pippa Middleton around the time of Kate and William's wedding in 2011, as well as one of Prince William's rumoured ex-girlfriends. Interesting. February 25th was the date where Thomas Kingston was proclaimed dead. Thomas passed away at the age of 45. This news shocked the royal inner circles, and immediate messages of condolences were sent forward towards his family. He was a son-in-law of Prince and Princess Michael of Kent, and Prince Michael is the second cousin of King Charles. February 27th, Prince William pulls out of Godfather's memorial service over personal matters at the very last minute. It is important to understand here that for somebody of Prince William's stature to pull out of his Godfather's memorial is very much unlikely unless something serious has taken place. It is also important to note that he refused to elaborate further. Even up to this day, the reason is very much unknown. What is also interesting at the Godfather's memorial is that Thomas Kingston's wife, Gabriella, her parents attended the memorial service, whilst knowing their son-in-law had passed, I believe. Isn't that interesting? Because if his passing was on the 25th of February, why would they attend his Godfather's memorial? After they were, I would assume, have been clued up with the information of the fact that Thomas Kingston was found dead, especially if his father was the one who found him dead. Surely Gabriella would have known. Surely Gabriella's parents would have known. So why would her parents, 48 hours after his alleged passing, attend somebody else's memorial service? But William had to pull out last minute. Interesting. Now, this is a very peculiar date, the 27th of February, because it continues with numerous events that I'm going to address and speak to you guys about. Now, prior to this particular update, nobody was looking at Prince William. Prince William is seen, I would say, as an online suspect and online only in regards to the passing of Thomas Kingston. Perhaps William knows what could have taken place. Perhaps he knows or understands extra forms of knowledge that we don't know about. Now, why would I pull William into this? That doesn't make any sense. Or does it? Several royal working experts all put out tweets explaining that Prince William's sudden departure has no connection to Thomas Kingston. But no one was even looking that way. Why would they all in unison put out this message? It doesn't make any sense, does it? Or maybe it does. Very bizarre indeed, that all of these royal experts and also the Daily Mail would all put out articles that William has no connection. Nobody was even looking at Prince William. Not one person. So why would they all put out this information on William? Because this doesn't divert attention away from William. It actually brings us to Prince William. February 28th, articles emerged that seemed very worrisome indeed, which were entitled, "What would happen to Prince William if he was charged with a very serious crime?" A very odd article for people to create, in my opinion. Why was this written? The timing, was this a coincidence? It all just seems very confusing. February 29th, Prince William attends a work engagement. But what is very interesting is that what appears to be is a bruised neck, swollen eye, and slight discoloration on his face, as if he perhaps got into some kind of altercation, or perhaps something else. It could be anything. But with all the events that are taking place, it does seem quite interesting as to why he would have this discoloration or marks on his face.
Y'all see what I'm talking about? This deep dive is no joke. Let's continue.
By the standard, close friends of Thomas Kingston spoke up and defended him. But they didn't just defend his name, they defended his mental health. The couple were happy, his close friends stated. No financial difficulties, he was very mentally stable, and he was a not depressed individual. They were absolutely shocked. These aren't just friends, acquaintances. These are close friends of Thomas Kingston, who are explaining that they were shocked and that he was extremely mentally stable for those who are proclaiming that this potentially have been a suicide. March the 1st, Gloucester says coroner's court opened the inquest 5 days after Thomas Kingston's passing. Katie Skerritt, a serial coroner, outlined the circumstances of the financier's death in a short hearing at court, saying Mr. Kingston was visiting his parents' home in the Cotswold. On February 25th, 2024, he ate lunch with his parents. His father went out to walk the dogs. On his return, Mr. Kingston was not in the house, and after approximately 30 minutes, his mother went to look for him. His father forced entry on a locked-out building when no reply could be gained. I want to repeat that line for you again. His father forced entry on a locked-out building when no reply could be gained. Locked-out buildings and farms I've been to have bolt padlocks on the outside of the door, not inside. So to me, that's personally interesting. His father forced entry on a locked-out building when no reply could be gained. He found Mr. Kingston diseased with a catastrophic head injury. A gun was present at the scene. Emergency services were called. Police are satisfied the death is not suspicious. A post-mortem has been undertaken by Dr. Jones, a consultant histopathologist, and a provisional cause of death has been given as a traumatic wound to the head. Having been satisfied with identification, initial cause of death, and the brief circumstances surrounding Mr. Kingston's death, I can formally open this inquest and now adjourn it to a date to be fixed. What is interesting is that no members of Thomas Kingston's family were present at the inquest, although an official from the royal household attended. Kingston's death has been described as shocking and unexpected by his own family and royal commentators alike. His death was not being treated as suspicious, and the inquest reports that no one else was involved at all. 12th of March, Prince William attends Thomas Kingston's funeral. But I spoke about this at the time. I did find it to be very interesting that the Royal Press RPR were documenting more on Prince William attending Thomas Kingston's funeral as opposed to it actually being Thomas Kingston's funeral. I do wonder why this would be the case. I do wonder why there would be so much coverage in regards to Prince William and Thomas Kingston. I didn't know that they had such a strong relationship for the public media to be doing so. It doesn't make any sense. So this is an overview of, the timeline of Thomas Kingston in, the past week or two of what he went through from February 25th up until March the 12th. Theories when it comes to this conversation. Did Prince William have anything to do with his passing? Did Kate tell Thomas anything? Was Thomas trying to help Kate Middleton? Was Thomas Kingston trying to help her in any regard? Why I think this could be plausible is because Thomas Kingston's job was to be a hostage negotiator. There are conversations that perhaps Kate could be in a place where, things could be uncomfortable for her. This man survived suicide bombings. This man was a hostage negotiator abroad in dangerous places. So how on earth would he want to attempt a killing of his life in front of his parents, essentially? Because one would argue he did so because he didn't want his wife to find out. But why would he want his parents to find out? Close friends describe him as very mentally stable and no issues in his marriage. If that were to be the case, why would he drive up to his parents so they could see his dead body? Surely one would attempt to take their own life without any loved ones finding out. Why in the coroner's report is there no readings of finding Thomas Kingston's fingerprints on the gun? What type of gun was it? A shotgun? A pistol? It is also important to note, perhaps, that in Harry's book Spare, Harry wrote that Prince William punched him in the face, knocked him over, cracked his head on a dog bowl, and he was bleeding from his head. Are there connections? Or perhaps this was indeed just a suicide and absolutely nothing else. It is important to have a discussion of everything. Prior, I wouldn't say so because it wouldn't make any sense. But until several royal commentators in unison were all coming to defend Prince William in regards to Thomas Kingston's passing, it then got very weird. Very suspicious indeed. And then there were sudden articles about what would happen if Prince William committed a serious crime. Don't know about you, but murder is a serious crime. It was only a month ago that King Charles was trying to have conversations with the Welsh government in regards to passing off royals and not having certain laws applied to them. Is there a connection to that to this? We don't know. There are more questions than answers. But I don't know about you, but if I was in Thomas Kingston's position, I would want people to have conversations about every angle if other things took place that we don't know about. I'm not ruling out suicide. It's very much plausible. Perhaps he had significant PTSD from, doing whatever he was doing in Iraq. And perhaps he was silently battling with it and ended up taking his own life. But why would his close friends come up and defend him and say that he was very mentally stable, had no financial issues, had no issues in his marriage, and that he was absolutely fine? They're not acquaintances or friends. They are his very close friends indeed, who were all very shocked at what took place. Why are there articles of Prince William perhaps potentially committing serious crimes and then suddenly appearing out of nowhere with discoloration and bruises over his face? 4 to 5 days after Thomas Kingston had passed. It does make you think. There are questions, but not enough answers. And I do feel that this particular whole scenario with Thomas Kingston just came out of nowhere on February 25th, whenever it was announced, and then suddenly just disappeared out of the news cycle. It was nowhere to be seen. It was completely ushered out as if this was a memory, as if this was a nightmare or a dream, and it never really took place. We weren't able to really understand what was going on because the whole world was really focused on where was Kate Middleton. So this is very intriguing to say the least. I'm not accusing Prince William of anything. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm just saying that things do look odd and suspicious based on online conversations that people are having in regards to Thomas Kingston's disappearance. I do not think in any regard is it insensitive to have a conversation in regards to somebody passing and wondering what took place. Male suicide is very much common. It happens. I've experienced attempted suicide myself, and suicide is not something that takes place because of one singular reason. There are multiple issues that are going on if that were to be the case. But personally, me, I will not be attempting anywhere near my parents. Very confused indeed. But make of this what you will, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this deep dive conversation in regards to what is going on with this extensive time. Let me know if there are other thoughts and opinions, and please do sound off in the comment box below. And what are your thoughts on everything in regards to this conversation? Please do subscribe to the channel. I'm filming this for you guys at 3:40 in the morning, so I would really appreciate it. It took me very long to study, analyze, and report and edit, so please do subscribe, comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, send us super thanks if you guys wish to, and my absolute condolences to Thomas Kingston and his wife, who is suffering at this moment of time and has moved homes due to what is going on. And one thing about this royal family, with the history of Princess Diana, with the history of Princess Meghan Markle, we know that they always get their way, and that they are up to some dark, weird stuff, and that people should be protected, no matter who they are. This is an online conversation that people have been having about Thomas Kingston and the connection to Prince William, but not because of random fodder or creating unnecessary connections, but because everybody was confused about why there was a royal press PR machine coming from the palace to tell the world that William was not connected to this. That's where this story was uprooted from. Nobody was beginning to make these connections prior to that. Why would the royal press do that? Nobody was even looking at Prince William. It doesn't make any sense. It's a very bizarre connection to make. A bizarre one that could be absolutely false, or a bizarre one that could be true. We simply don't know. But all we know is that Thomas Kingston's passing was very sudden, unexpected, and just bizarre. Make of this what you will. Do subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video. So the Italian press have joined the conversation.
All right. Do y'all see what I mean? What do y'all think? Do y'all think William has anything to do with it allegedly? Or what do y'all think? I didn't know where to stop it at, because the more you stop it, the less the story is interesting, and so I let it play. And Merali, I hope, is all right. But yeah, that's his second deep dive into the royal family, and I want to follow it all the way out, because he made it look so interesting. So, y'all, please subscribe to Valentine TV, and I thank you so much, and good night. And I love you.